So it's been a couple of weeks into the new format for the OCG, and it appears that tier elements are tier 1 in the OCG again. Despite the fact that Kick Hollows got banned, the deck is still going strong, so now it makes me wonder how Konami will address tier again. So in this video, I'll be giving my theory on how I think Konami will hit tier, mostly in the OCG though. I'll talk about the TCG near the end of the video, so without any more intros, let's start, shall we? Alright, first things first, I think soon Konami's going to give tier the Zodiac treatment, and what I mean by that is that they're going to hit tier's best cards. You might ask, what else could they possibly hit in tier? Well, after doing some thinking, I feel like they might ban 2 of their cards, and the first one I thought of was Planet, and the reason why I thought of Planet is because it's their Rhoda, and it lets them pop cards on both players' turns. Though I do understand that Planet isn't searchable within the archetype, but it could be like how Konami banned Zodiac Barrage. That card isn't searchable within Zoo, and it got banned in both the OCG and TCG. The second card they might ban is Havness, and the reason why I think that is because she's their best main deck monster, as she is a hand trap and can trigger the tier's effects on your opponent's turn. Though they could limit her, but if you ask me which tier main deck monster is the strongest and most likely to get hit, I would say Havness. These 2 hits might not happen, as you can make arguments against these 2, however, I could see Konami going down this route, and I believe that everyone can agree that this could or should happen. The hits I'm talking about are to the Ishizu cards. These cards took tier on a whole new level when they were released, and I believe that Konami might ban 2 of the cards within the archetype, more specifically banning both Kelbeck and Agito. The reason why I think they'll ban those 2 is that they're the ones that do the milling, and even though both Agito and Keldo are 1 in the OCG, I think it might be best to hit Kelbeck instead of Keldo. You might say that I'm being too harsh to the Ishizu cards, however one question I have is, what's stopping them from being broken in another mill deck? These cards can be easily triggered, allowing you to mill tons of cards, as well as milling cards from your opponent's deck, possibly disrupting their plays. And even if you do have a card in your graveyard that can help them, both Keldo and Medora can shuffle those cards back into the deck, basically making it impossible for your opponent to use their own graveyard. That's a lot of advantage you can gain from these cards, and that's why I believe that maybe their best cards, Agito and Kelbeck, might get banned. Now, I know lately there's been a discussion on how broken tier really is, and I feel like people will say that my hits are stupid. However, I feel like Konami will go harsh on tier, mainly because they don't want this deck to be meta dominant much longer. Basically, to put it in short, I think that the OCG will stop wanting people to play this deck, as it's been around for too long over there. Both sides of Konami have done this before. They banned Construct after Duelist Alliance format, or in 2020 the TCG banned Colossus just so people can stop playing Thunder Dragon, and a couple of formats ago the OCG banned Griffin Rider so people would stop playing the Adventure engine, so it's not uncommon for Konami to hit cards that have been around for too long, and I feel like the same will happen to a tier Ishizu. As for the TCG and what I think they'll do, as well as for the current format, they might ban Kick Hollows just like the OCG, but anything else I don't know because all the cards are still new here. However, after the Kick Hollows ban, it really depends if tier will be meta just like in the OCG. I mean, just because certain cards / decks are broken in the OCG doesn't mean they'll be like that in the TCG. Look at Dragoon and PK Brave. However, I do think that in the future TCG will mostly go after the Ishizu cards, mainly due to their future implications, but we'll see about that. Well, that's all I got to say about this subject. Remember, this is just my opinion, so just take this with a grain of salt, but I do believe Konami will mainly hit these cards because they just want people to stop playing this deck, though we'll see how that goes. Anyways, thanks for watching my video, subscribe for more, and have a good day.